Hello guys, it's Cargrass here again. Today I'm bringing you a game called Curse of the Dead Gods. It's another roguelike I found on Steam that I thought maybe you guys would like to see a little bit of gameplay of. I've done a little bit in the game. I've beaten one of the first bosses, which is a lot harder than it might seem. So see about getting into it, and I'll show you guys a little bit of what the gameplay is like. Hopefully it's an entertaining video. And if you're seeing it, I thought it was an entertaining one as well. You always kind of start off in this hub world area. You can through your various playthroughs, you'll unlock these extra abilities. Enemies will sometimes drop these silver skulls, and they allow you to purchase these more permanent upgrades. You can only have so many with you at the start. These two I find the most useful at the moment, but I guess everybody's playstyle would be a little different. Indomitable just means that I don't get interrupted if an enemy hits me, and the favor of Seichel gives you 1,000 gold for starting the level. Everything else, I'm sure there's uses for them. I've yet to see something more useful than these two at the moment. Just my opinion. The main kind of perk or drawback or whatever you want to call it is that every time you go through one of these doors here, we'll start a short exploration. And you see we have a map of areas we can go to. This next room will either contain a whole bunch of gold, stat totem, or gold. That's what we have to choose from. And once you've chosen a route, you can't really alter it too much. Though I think in this route we're going to start with stats. And you're going to see the moment I choose, we gain a bit of what they call corruption, which will slowly start to add debuffs to us in the form of curses if we get a certain amount of corruption. So 20 corruption. If you have 100 corruption at the end of a level or end of a stage area, you get a curse. So I guess we'll see that when the time comes. Alright, let's see. And they have updated it since the last time I played, so some things might be a little different, but as you can see down the left hand corner, I have a torch, which lets me have light. And you can also strike with the torch, cause a little bit of fire damage. I could use the sword, but that puts me in darkness, which at first it might not seem too hard to deal with things in the dark because it's still pretty bright. But there's a kind of a fine balancing point, and if I never seen this before. Do you guys burn? Uh-huh. That's new. I don't like that. These look like they're going to shoot fire at me. You do have a dodge, which if you look down underneath my character, you can only do so many things. A finisher, like the end of the combo there, will use a point of stamina, and dodging will use a point of stamina. Also, if you're in darkness, so if I were to put this away and then these traps were to hit me, I would take 80% more damage. So ideally you want to be in the light, but you also want to use your best weapon, which is probably not going to be your torch. Anyway, let's get through that. And any of these doors you see here will close behind you and kind of seal you off, so... yeah. And then there's these that light up the area for you, so you don't have to keep that up. This is much different. What are you? Very different. Though at least the combos have stayed the same. If you've kind of noticed, you can combo together both the sword and the gun. The gun will have like more of a shotgun effect, as opposed to just the single shot if you combo it with something. Let's see. This looks dangerous. This looks not good. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Let's see, if I want to hit him from a distance, I can... I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. Not good. That's not good. Oh, I extra don't like that. Okay, all healing effects plus. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, this is all new stuff to me, but I'm going to try and show you as much as I can in this new playthrough. You used to be able to choose which temple you went into, but apparently that's not the case anymore. So, yeah. Sorry guys if I'm not talking too much. This is all a whole bunch of new stuff to me. I don't like how he's not burning. I would prefer he'd burn a little bit, just a little bit. Because enemies in the update before would actually burn if you hit them with the torch. Kind of like those guys do. Oh, and if I had a decent, like a hammer or explosive weapon, you could actually bust this open. But I don't have one of those. I haven't been lucky enough to get one of those yet. Oh, and here's where all the paths would eventually meet up, is this totem here. And this is why the money is so good, because you can, instead of paying... because everything you can either pay, any upgrade you get can either be paid in gold or corruption. Corruption, as far as I've seen, has never been good to acquire, because you're gonna have corruption with you a long time. So having the gold as an option is always beneficial. So with both of their favors, I'll get the extra health and the gold, and I wouldn't have been able to get that normally without the 1,000 gold to start with, so kind of see why I like to keep that blessing. I'm sure there's probably experts at the game who are cringing at what I'm choosing to do, but I'm still learning, so I'm not really too worried about it. I don't really need the gold so much. But that weapon route is something that I'm kind of curious about, so take the corruption and go, I guess. Another thing that I don't know if it's going to show up or not is that some traps you can only see while in the light. A lot of these have been pretty straightforward, so I'm not sure if I'm going to see it in the Serpent Temple here, but if we do, I'll try and show that off some. Would you not? Would you not, sir? Yeah, I'll take it. Alright, let's see here. As you can see, your three main stats, I don't know their names. I know they have names, but every red stat upgrade is health, every blue stat upgrade is damage, and every green is gold. So never hurts to have more of your stats. It's a lot harder to do than you'd think. Ooh. Did I go? Yeah. Oh, this seals off too. Oh well, let's go. Oh, I don't like this. Not in the slightest. Oh, that sucks. Not sure if you noticed or not, but those big purple attacks cause corruption, which is just not good. In the other update, when you could choose going to the Jaguar Temple, the Jaguar like priestesses could do the same things as those big purple blobs, where they'll actually give you corruption. Oh, that's it. That's a thing. Okay. Cool. Oh, a chest. Money and a bow. Perfect shots pierce through enemies. Sure, I'll take it. If you decide to get the game your first time through it, I would just experiment, see what happens, hope for the best. Because actually doing really well in the game is going to require a lot of playthroughs, and it's just not going to be... I think that's the same with any roguelike, but don't expect to do a whole great lot in your first playthrough of it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I don't like that. Not a fan. Not a fan. Definitely not a fan of that. Would you stop? There we go. Take that, please. Thank you. No thanks. I guess it's just a place to... Oh yeah, this is a gold room. Right. That would explain it. Wondering why I was getting so much gold. Makes sense now. I don't like this at all. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Just a whole bunch of dodge checks to see if you can get through and get the money. I'm not really that worried about it. Let's go. Nice. Oh, not nice. Suck. I don't have claws, so we'll just leave that. Claws are pretty good. They don't do as much damage as a sword, but they attack really. You know what? Just in case there's a claw in the weapon room, I'm gonna take that. Yeah, let's go for a weapon. In the past, these were always arena type encounters. I don't know if it's going to be the same, but yeah, kind of looks arena-ish. This is less nice than I would. What the heck? Could you? I don't know what you're doing, but I wish you wouldn't. Okay, that could have gone much better. Couldn't have gone too much worse, but could have definitely gone better. Oh, they moved it. Totem. I actually do prefer claws, so this is kind of a no-brainer for me, but for some people it might not be so much. Offhand fire combo, but we're actually just going to get fire with that anyway, so offer gold. And it's got an increased damage for each piece of dexterity I have, so that's always good. What are you? I don't like that. Not one bit. Oh, we're gonna be corrupted in this. We're gonna get a curse. Here it is. Oh boy. Mortal Harvest. Life essence of those who sully the sacred temple are not wasted. The value of blood is far greater than precious metals when used wisely. Urns no longer contain gold, but are filled with blood. Blood heals, but inflicts corruption. So all those pots that we are finding with gold in them no longer have gold. They have blood. Blood can heal us, but we get more corruption. So, short-term gain, long-term loss, so to speak. But I don't usually seek out the urns like that right there. If I need some health, I can give me 16 health for one corruption. Which, if you're really good about it, there are some weapons and items that give you the ability to get rid of corruption, but I don't have one of those yet. I don't know if I'll get one of those. So, oh, I don't like that big guy. Not at all. Pretty sure you guys can see why I like claws so much. Maybe you can't, but they just do a lot of damage. And if they have the added benefit of the whole fire or poison or the like, they just they feel almost broken at times, but Do I need a hammer? No, I can just break through it. Okay. Sure. Oh, missed my dodge. Missed it pretty horribly there. Okay, that just leads back. Everything looks so weird. Not a fan. Bonus? Yeah. What are you? Finishers cost no stamina. No. Not really. Not really interested. Thank you though, but not interested. Oh, another one of those big dudes. I am not a fan. I am not a fan, sir. Oh, there's poison shit in here. No. That's just not good. Sure. That looks good. There's nothing down here. Cool. Fantastic. Not at all, really, but okay. When I still have the money for it. Nice. Nice. Better stats are always better. Oh, more combat. Well, maybe we can get a better gun. Or there's a two-handed weapon. Because I don't think the torch ever gets better if there's a better version of the torch. So you usually either have a better one-handed weapon, a better two-handed weapon, or a pistol. Ouch. Ouch. Lots of ouch. I don't like that. Please, no. Blazing weapon. Does less damage. Deals critical damage while stamina is depleted. No. Deals critical damage when only one enemy is nearby. Plus more critical damage. Plus more damage when in darkness. And if I had a shield, it'd be even better. The Reaper does more damage than my normal one. Normal ranged attacks are ineffective. Perfect shots deal double damage. Oh, okay. Yeah, nah, no thanks. I do have one favor, which lets me re-roll these, so let's use the favor. Nope. Nah. An additional hit during the dash. It does more damage, but you take more damage. So gonna not really. It will replace my gun, and I prefer having the shotgun effect. So I'm gonna say no. No, thank you. That doesn't sound good for me. There's lots of wailing of the damned going on whenever I break those little urns, so, let's go to a haven. Haven't showed you guys a haven. They're not exactly the greatest things, but they're not the worst. And since it's just a a small expedition. I think it's just this one boss, and then we get done. Essentially, this is how you heal if you didn't have a healing normally. But every time you sip, you take some corruption, so... A lot of health, a lot of health, a lot of health. Got max health now, but I'm most definitely getting a curse when I head through the door over here, so... Hopefully it's another good one. Visions of madness. The wounds inflicted by the denizens of the temple are not only physical, but often psychological, and some even spiritual. Taking damage causes hallucinations. Well, it's not the worst. It's not the greatest, but and that's another thing, is that some curses are actually very beneficial, and some of them not so much, and some of them are just annoying. This sounds like it's just going to be one of the annoying ones. Hopefully. Maybe, might be. I guess we'll see. I don't need health. Oh, right. That's what it means by hallucination. I gotcha. Yeah, when it goes black and white like that, you don't get to see any of your stats or any of your items or none of that stuff. So, yeah, let's not take damage if possible. I would prefer. Oh, you piece of garbage. Not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. That's kind of cool. I don't like that. 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 I wish you wouldn't. I really wish you wouldn't. What is this? Two-handed. I don't really use the two-handed. I don't use the bow that much, but the spears can be pretty powerful. Well, I should say most of the two-handed weapons are pretty powerful. Yeah. Pretty cool. What is this? Why is this here? Guess it all leads to the same spot. I'm not a fan of this. Let's see. Oh, and there's the relic I can get. Gold offerings remove 5 corruption. Well, I'm just about at the boss anyway, so that's kind of useless. Plus 30% damage with fire attacks. Cool. My weapon is a fire weapon, so that would actually be pretty useful. 10% of critical damage dealt also heals you. It's very nice. I think I haven't done it before, so I'm going to show you what offering blood looks like. Still get the thing, but you take corruption. Took 50 that time. Yep. we're gonna get a curse before the boss. Hopefully it's not a really bad one. Okay. No thank you. Nah, thanks. I'm good. I'd rather... It's kind of annoying. Yeah, about that. Yeah, about that. Well, there is a slight benefit to having traps all around, is that I can lead enemies into it. Alright, let's get back into it. Sorry about the pause there. Family needed me for something. Let's go. Not good, not good, not good. Let's see. I think at one point I was going to say that good thing about having traps, you could run enemies into it. It just looked like I ended up just running myself into it mostly, but that's typically what you can do though, is you can run enemies into traps and save yourself a little bit of hassle. Normally. I don't like any of this. Cool. Cool. Great. Pretty good. Plus 2% base damage for 1,000 gold. Don't really usually carry that much gold. Maybe in a longer expedition it would be more beneficial. But since we're right up against the boss here, it's not really gonna matter that much, I think. I'll take the extra damage. Finding gold for the final boss is not gonna be useful. Not in the slightest. Alright. What is our curse? Cadaverous infestation. Some enemies lie dormant, hidden within hosts, waiting for the moment to strike another unwary prey. Regular enemies can spawn additional creatures when killed. Well then. Good thing I have no regular enemies to go up against. This is just not good. Not good. Oh, okay. 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 I wish you wouldn't. I really wish you wouldn't. I really wish you wouldn't. This is actually a lot easier than the Jaguar enemy. But, big but, if this was a longer expedition, this would suck. Because you get so much corruption from this. Maybe that's why they made you go through the serpent to start things off. So that way longer expeditions would be so bad. And there's where the extra blue skulls are. And then I believe we're done. Oh wait, no, we get to remove one curse. No? I guess only in the longer expeditions can you remove curses. But yeah, that was Curses of the Old Gods. It's actually a lot of fun. It can be very annoying at times, but still a fun game. Let's see, did I unlock anything? No, what do I have to... Allows you to apply blessing, complete any medium exploration. Well, I haven't done that yet, so... I have one divine favor. I could get more per run through, but don't think I need it. Your corruption threshold increases from 100 to 120 at the start of your exploration. Oh, so gives you an extra door you can go through, or blood fountains grant 300 gold per charge consumed, so you get money for as well as corruption for healing. Perfect dodge triggers haste, which I've done some perfect dodges, just not enough that I think that would be useful. Successful parries, I think I did those just for the tutorial and that was it. While the agreed kill timer is active, your damage increases by 2% per kill. That would actually be a decent one if I was good at comboing a whole bunch of enemies together, but as you saw, I would take damage, and normally without this, anytime you take damage, you completely stop. You completely stop in your tracks and you don't get to continue your combo. This, you take 20% less damage and attacks don't stop you, so yeah, about that. Gain Fury when you take damage. That would probably go really well with it, but I like the gold. Guess we'll see. If you guys want to see more of this, I might go through and maybe try that out instead of the gold. See how things go. Anyway, that was me showcasing the Curse of the Dead Gods. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and leave a like, maybe a comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. I mostly do gameplay, but I also do some art stuff, and I guess I'll see you guys around. Bye.